started.
Tell me when you're going. Please rise and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, Des Moines County Board of Supervisors. Tuesday, May 26th. Are there any changes to the tentative agenda?
I have none.
You can remove the approval of contracts, item F. I did not get through in the mail, they were still waiting on some paperwork, so hopefully we'll have it for next week.
Okay.
I need to pause here for one moment, Tom, I apologize.
Not a problem.
That sure is.
You don't ever need to apologize to me.
That's O'Brien's incompetence.
Do I need to repeat that?
They still picked up the audio, but the video feed.
That's best for everybody.
Yep.
Oh, I can't see Bob today.
How you doing?
Morning, Brett.
Morning, gentlemen.
Brett, thank you.
How are you?
Using that word awful loosely. Are you just visiting?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
just seeing what's going on, trying to catch up. Had a long, busy weekend down in Branson, Missouri.
Wow.
Was you down there?
Yeah,
Well, you wasn't at the Ozarks, so.
no.
Okay. We have an agenda. Before we start, I'm going to remind the public that anyone with questions during the meeting may email the Board of Supervisors at board@dmcounty.com. That's board@dmcounty.com, or call 319-753-8203, extension 4. That's 319-753-8203, extension 4. Meet with department heads, elected officials. Terry Johnson, Des Moines County Auditor.
Tom.
Excuse me.
Sorry. For some reason, my video keeps pausing on me.
That might not be a bad thing.
I broke the camera.
See everybody else here, moving around. Mine hadn't hooked up. What's that? Mine hadn't hooked up yet.
A lot of water.
So they're letting a lot of water out.
Well, they only have scheduled so much every day that they let out, you know.
I know they have a schedule, I didn't know how much they bumped that when they're hired on.
That shut that road down
It goes
then?
into that bowl of shoals, and that's full too, so they can only let so much out.
That come over that road there, top of that dam where the fishery's at, the hatchery? Where
No,
don't think
it's
so.
about to, about 2 more feet, they get much more rain.
Is
down
that
there,
right?
It's coming over the top of that dam, yeah.
Man, that's,
They'll have to open them emergency spillways and,
can you imagine what that'll do to downtown if that happened?
oh man. Yeah, it'll like.
Didn't realize they had that much water.
Oh, yeah.
Honeycomb's a fun place to fish.
Jim, what's our meeting password?
Any particular fly?
For the
or
meeting?
anything?
Just a.
Get on your email.
Jig in a little
Or-
bit. Your calendar,
Really?
yeah, just 1 second,
Just
Bob,
that
I'll
they
get
just-
you out.
Okay.
Jim, how big they just, for some reason, they were just happening.
You go to your email?
I have brown or rainbow.
On here.
I have fly fish.
Should be, he sent you a link, you go to your.
Yeah, I tried that and it didn't work.
Yeah, there's a few, they come up seasonal, they'll come up in, they're big.
That's forward.
Get that email that he sent you.
Yeah, it was a good time. You know, you'd sit there for 5-10 minutes and fish on.
I did it off the calendar.
Go back to your calendar then. Go back to the
In 5
calendar.
minutes, you had another one fight, you know, I mean,
That's
it was,
cool.
they released,
Where is it?
I think Doug was telling me 750,000.
Okay, then he's got,
Right.
In March.
then you hit this red up there.
Yeah, I did.
We fly fish right up by the hatchery where that outlet water comes down.
Yep.
I fly fish there a number of
It'll
times.
take you into it, isn't it?
My wife's family likes to go down there, and so that's my saving
Your
grace.
password would be different from mine, each one of
So I'll go
them.
down there at 5 in the morning and get a spot and just fly
It's,
fish.
it's real foggy down there.
Yes, it's
It
pretty cool.
takes, I don't know.
Sorry, Bob.
7
That's the way it goes.
fog is gone.
Can't win 'em all.
It goes back in about 8 o'clock. and it's
Bob
so
an
thick
issue?
through there.
Huh?
It's
Bob an
Down the
issue?
valley.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Pacific catfish.
Well, if Janelle's listening, she can just go ahead and get me a license plate ready.
Yeah.
And here's yours.
It's entertaining.
Oh, she's listening to
It was
you?
tough for me to get out there.
Say if she is.
Doug Beery, who-
Is
I
she
don't-
on there?
I don't see her on here.
Oh.
Since like 1978, you know.
He knows his stuff.
Takes
Then.
his, fishing serious.
Oh, that takes anything outdoor serious.
Mason.
Yeah, he's.
What?
Maybe more than
He
anything
is,
else.
yeah.
Oh, there, I imagine there's some,
Mary retired now,
Yes.
right?
No, she's
Okay,
got,
not quite yet.
August, I think.
Either one. I saw
I think
that.
Doug waited till he was 55. So that's it.
Yeah, he did. Doug and I talked for a while at a game this last winter. And it was good to catch up with him. I hadn't seen him forever.
And Derek was the same way, 55. He said, "Get me out of here."
You enjoying it?
Oh, they're-
There you go. Got business.
Des Moines County Supervisor, this is Jim speaking.
Send me home with the girl, you know, they all had to work.
That stays.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Colin's right here, so I'll put him on here, just hang in there and we'll put him on here just a second then, okay?
I asked.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
They all
It
work
was,
pretty similar.
$1,200. Was,
I thought maybe that was a marketer telling you.
So that's.
This call?
So it was about.
It's your vehicle warranty is about to expire.
That's not too bad on the morning.
So $400 a day, you can go to 4 couples of that, that's not,
260 a day or something.
no. That's
McDonald's
honestly.
Okay.
called this morning, huh?
With the post of-
McDonald's called me this morning.
It wasn't bad. And then Derek.
Yeah, that was,
Everybody paid him 60.
and I like that from them, except that it doesn't take very long. Their cup
Yeah, it
starts
should be in that, it should be in that email.
Yeah.
leak just a little bit in the last one, not McDonald's, the
Yeah. You got that?
Casey's.
Casey's?
Casey's. So
Let me give you
then
the,
was
give you
last
the
week,
office
it
number.
leaked a
You can
lot.
call the guys and they can help you get connected.
7 o'clock.
It's 753-8238.
Especially
Just
like
give
the
them a
overall
call
log,
and they can help you
yeah.
get connected. All
It's,
right, thanks. Yep.
Very nice.
it looks like that river scene, or movie scene down there.
They, Casey's $1.70 for one.
That was doing good for him.
Now you go
Oh, is it?
Up 570.
H and then
Good.
go over to, go around, Henry Cannon Dam, yeah.
Yep, I think it's 54, is it?
There you take 54,
44 and 65.
yeah.
Yeah.
2 years ago, they was working on that 54 down there before you turn. You go into Mexico, met a gravel truck, a big rock come off, broke my windshield.
A big weekend, Terry.
No, not really. Unmowed mom's grass on Saturday, baled certain parts of it, but where the waterway going into the field, my gosh.
Yep.
My sister before must not have mowed it because it was probably wet. I went through there and I was like, whoa. Go slow.
grass is, it's good growing season, right, the mowing grass.
Boy, I say.
I think we're having internet issues here this morning.
Mrs. Booker likes the grass between 3 1/4 inches and 3 1/2 inches tall. So you can't cut very much off, but as soon as it squirts up that 1/4 inch, you're supposed to run a mower over it. Of course, you can't see where you've been. So actually, she mowed the yard, I think I mowed it twice, and she mowed it twice in the last 3 weeks.
You need to put more fertilizer on.
Yeah,
My neighbor won't let her husband mow the yard.
well,
He doesn't know how to mow.
when she got home, I'd mowed it or
I get
whatever.
that now and then too.
I'd mowed it too short a
Too
couple
long.
times.
I can tell you what,
I cut the quality on the stream down. It's working, it's a little choppy, but it's doing it, so
Okay,
we're live now.
okay. Meet with department heads, elected officials. Terry Johnson, Des Moines County Auditor.
Good morning, preparing for next week when the primary election takes place. And curbside voting, last Friday was the last day that we could accept any absentee request forms to have a ballot mailed. From now on, it would be curbside voting, so if somebody doesn't wanna go to the polling place on election day, or they didn't get their request form mailed in, they can call and make an appointment, they can curbside vote. We will also be open Saturday, this coming Saturday from 8 to 4 for curbside voting. So we're still working on the logistics of how to get the girls down there, whether we set up outside in the parking lot or how, but we will have curbside voting available on Saturday. Our absentees, to this date, we've had 6,317 request forms or ballots that we have sent, and we have gotten back 3,626. So we're at about a 57% return rate. So, and we got another big batch in today, which haven't been accounted for yet, but added to this count. So anyway, we're just plugging away on the primary, and
You may want to remind people where the two polling places are.
the two polling places, and I send a notice to the papers, and it will also be in the papers, for the city of Burlington, Danville, Flint River, Middletown, Union Township, and West Burlington. They will all vote out at SCC at the Hall of Sciences building. And we will have signage. The best route to get to there is off of Agency, their south entrance, right across from the hospital. And take that because the building it's the first building to your right there. You actually have to go around, there's a covered parking area right in front of the building on the north side of the building, but that's the building we're gonna have that in. So we'll have our social distancing little things on the floor to remind everybody how far apart they need to stay, and we'll have all the cleaning supplies and everything else. And then on the northern part of the county, the city of Mediapolis and precinct PW, which is Pleasant Grove and Washington Townships, and HJ, which is Huron, Jackson, and Benton Townships, will all be voting at the Mediapolis City Hall. So that's where everybody will be. But there will be a notice in the paper on Thursday, a little box ad reminding everybody of where it's at. On our website, we've got notices on there. If they go to the news link that has like primary election, I've got all kinds of stuff on there listing, the times and dates and everything. So hopefully everything goes nice and smooth.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
Brett Grimshaw, Des Moines County Sheriff's Office.
Good morning. Don't have a whole lot to report. We are staying busy as usual. Looking forward to
Speak up.
looking forward to getting the office back open, hopefully sometime soon. But nothing of any significance today, so.
Thanks, Brett.
You're gonna bring tank up when
Yes.
things
Soon as
open
we
up
get
for us?
Back up, we're gonna get him back over here and get him introduced to everybody. So.
Good.
It's going well. Dylan's doing a good job with him.
Brian Carter, Secondary Roads.
good morning. A couple agenda items. Other than that, contractors are still working on all the projects. Gonna pour the last abutment on Minneapolis Road for the West Bridge. That'll have all the abutments done. Possibly beams by the end of this week, more likely next week, but somewhere in there. And then North Gear, we had a complete closure there last week where we had to do a crossroad culvert, so that slows things down. But they're back going, and probably another week or more, probably more of work before we can get ready to do another stretch of paving there. And probably 2 long pavings left, two long pours there to try to tie the concrete all together. And then they're going to work on shoulders, try to work on shoulders today on Iowa City Road, but just that rain was so spotty, I don't know how wet everything's going to be up there, so they're going to try, but it might be too wet. So things are moving, and the Ben and Stevens is in doing the dust control, the countywide dust control this week, start today again. So that's going on also.
They had some lines too, didn't you?
Line painting started, thank you, Bob. It started, they got some done on Friday, not very far. And so they're back in to go at it this week, and they'll finish this week. And it's sometimes it happens where somebody will end up, if they follow the signs and they get paint on them, then the contractor will deal with that. If they don't follow the signs and they drive through the wet paint, then it's on them. And they actually have, most of those crews have video. I can't speak for this one, but they can pretty much see what happens behind them now. So they're in the county painting lines. We were going to do that last year, if you remember, and the bids came in sky high because there'd been an explosion at a paint plant. So the supply was way down.
I remember that.
So we rebid it and got good bids, and they're in doing that this week. So that'll wrap up this week also.
Thanks, Brian. Colin Gerst, IT.
Dealing with a long weekend, like always, just kind of busy, that's pretty much it, so.
Thank you.
I got Rodney Bleasner, maintenance.
Rodney Bleasner, maintenance.
Good morning. We're just really busy, got a lot going on, but nothing new to report this morning.
Thank you, Rodney.
Chris Lee, conservation.
Chris Lee, conservation.
Good morning. We had a big weekend, obviously, with the Memorial Day weekend. Parks were real busy, but everybody seemed to get along all right and kept their distance as best they could. I went out on Big Hollow Lake yesterday, took the family out, and it's just unbelievable the number of kayaks and boats and just people just all around the park, getting out. And we put that new kayak launch dock in here a while back, and that seems to be wildly popular. Now we're running into a parking issue, and so so it goes, I guess. But so that's been great. It's nice to have that weekend behind us, and moving on to kind of the official kickoff of the summer, and looking forward to having a good camping year, good use of our parks. The contractors for our FEMA projects on our boat ramps started last week. They got down to our Sullivan Slough boat ramp on Friday. They got the mud and silt that had been left over and just kind of piled up in a pile. They got it spread out and got the initial round of base rock done over most of the parking lot. They didn't quite get it done. And so they're planning on coming in again this week and finishing the base rock, and then they'll top rock that and get that all put back together. We'll cross our fingers that the river continues to behave itself and we don't get too much more rain to keep those projects behind. Once they're done there, I think they're going to move up to the Tama ramp, and then from there up to the Hawkeye Dolby ramp. Both of those are still pretty soggy. They've only just now barely come out of the water, and they're still pretty silty. So hard to say when those will actually get done, but we're cranking away on them. And then we're going to start today doing some filming for some video series that we're going to be putting together for our environmental education programs. We did cancel all of our summer camps for the month of June, and we're just kind of playing it by ear as far as what we'll do with July and August camps. We won't do any summer camps until we're able to open up all the county buildings, and we're going to follow guidance from like the American Camp Association, as well as Health Department CDC guidelines as far as getting groups back together to do environmental education programming. But in the meantime, we'll be doing some digital content and putting some videos out there for folks to engage with us and get some ideas for what they can go and learn outdoors. So other than that, I think that's about it.
Thanks, Chris.
Krista Pogmiller, Des Moines County Public Health.
Krista Pogmiller, Des Moines County Public Health.
Good morning. We're just keeping busy. We continue to do our disease investigations. We continue to have COVID cases. Currently, our county has 56. We have 30 that have been recovered. Also working on that public assistance grant. And then also received an offer for some donation on isolation gowns. So kind of working through the logistics of that. And I kind of reached out to Lisa Schaefer to take a look at that offer for us. So that's really all we have going on.
Thanks, Krista.
Gina Harden, Emergency Management.
Gina Hart, Emergency Management.
Good morning. I wanted to let you know that the Mississippi River is up slightly, as Chris mentioned. It is supposed
Krista,
to cross on Thursday at 14.2 feet. Hopefully with no additional rain, that will happen. Great River is hosting a Test Iowa clinic this week. We tell the citizens and everyone to go to testiowa.com and take the assessment. Once they do that, they will get, and if they meet the requirements, they can schedule a test. All the testings are done by appointment only. And then we will have the EOC open once this week. We're just going to the once a week time frame. And we will have our briefing actually today for the elected officials. And that's all I had.
What day do they start that Test Iowa site at Great River?
I believe it's going to be tomorrow.
Wednesday. Okay. Thank you, Gina.
You're welcome.
Jared Laster, Land Use.
Jared Lassiter, Land Use.
Good morning. We got one minor subdivision on the agenda for today. You may recall we had a couple of minor subs that went out for review at the same time. This is one of those. The other one is in the 2 mile area for Burlington, and they have not completed their review yet. I think there was some confusion with the subdivider that they hadn't submitted it at the same time they did to us. So that needs to be completed first before we can get to you, although our review is done. So it's essentially just waiting for them to finish their process, and we should be good to go. Apart from that, nothing really noteworthy to report.
Thank you, Jared.
Jackie Meyer, Clerk of Court.
Jackie Meyer, Clerk of Court.
Good morning, folks. Since last Friday, Justice Christensen issued 3 new supervisory orders with a lot of information, and basically, bottom line, the resumption of in-person hearings and jury trials have been pushed back. So our previous earmark for June 1st, as far as opening my offices, has been postponed until a COVID-19 safety protocol is actually issued. I'm prohibited from opening the office until that can be established. So right now it looks like it's going to be sometime mid-July unless the protocols get established prior to that and we comply, which basically I think our county is probably ahead of the curve with a lot of other counties as being proactive. So I imagine that we're probably already in compliance with those protocols once they get issued. But to make a long story short, we won't be opening the Clerk of Court's office on June 1st, and we're just going to basically maintain what we've been doing as far as rotating the staff on teams and just trying to, maintain what we're doing as far as masks and by appointment only. And I mean, there's a lot of other things in those supervisory orders, but I'm working with Judge Brown and court administration to get those things hashed out as we move forward. So any questions that you guys have for me right now, I'm more than willing to try to answer them.
I don't, Jackie. Thank you very much.
All right. No, thank you guys.
Janelle Nally Longquist, Des Moines County Treasurer.
Janelle Nally Longquist, Des Moines County Treasurer.
Good morning. I just would like to remind one last time that with the governor's proclamation and the expiration tomorrow, a lot of things affected the treasurer's duties. And one such thing is that the last day to pay any March 2020 installment, property tax installments without interest will be Wednesday, May 27th. And also there's some vehicle things that were involved with that. So anyone that purchased vehicles February 13th, 14th, and 15th, you'll have a small window there, like 1 day remaining before penalty kicks in. So I encourage anyone who, purchased those vehicles back in February to definitely give our office a call so that we can assist to get that transferred before you have any penalty. The other thing is that I would encourage anyone to also, if they want to double check to make sure that their March installment was paid, to give our office a call or check the website to be certain that it was in fact paid. Because with that proclamation, that current proclamation that's out there, that suspended the requirements for treasurers to mail any delinquent notices or notice of tax sale, or it even suspended the actual tax sale. So that reminder that usually comes with those delinquent notices, we weren't able to do. So like I said, I'll just state, anyone who wants to double check and make sure that that March payment was made, do not hesitate to give us a call. But that's all I have.
Thank you, Janelle.
You're welcome.
Lisa Schaefer, Des Moines County Attorney.
Lisa Schaefer, Des Moines County Attorney.
Good morning, everyone. Jackie stole a little bit of my thunder. Basically, for us, the big news is Justice Christensen's new order, moving everything that we thought was going to begin on June 1 to no sooner than July 13th. Our jury trials have now been bumped out to no sooner than September 14th. What this means basically for our office is we're going to have a whole lot of staff with not a lot to do. So we're going to have to start figuring out how to keep people busy or what other alternatives there are. One thing in the order that it did state, and Jackie mentioned briefly, is for the non-jury proceedings before July 13th, that actually is dependent upon whether the county courthouse is open. So as long as you all keep the courthouse closed, we cannot begin to do anything regardless of the state court administration's protocols. But once you start opening up, then we get the protocols, then we can maybe start doing things before July 13th. I'm assuming everybody's just waiting to see what happens with the virus, considering the heavy traffic weekend that we all had. Other than that, again, the staff is continuing to just work on some projects that we've saved for rainy days. The unfortunate part is those projects are starting to run out for us a little bit. So we're going to have to be figuring out, especially for our victim witness coordinators, who we thought would be pretty busy this summer, and it turns out that they're not going to be. On the plus side, I only got a call for one shots fired call this weekend. So some people apparently are still social distancing.
That's social distancing, also known as staying out of range.
Yeah, that works.
Thank you, Lisa. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you all. Got the COVID-19 update. Correct me if I say something wrong, Krista or Gina, but we've gone on the Emergency Operations Center that we meet or have a briefing once a week, and that could change if if we needed it to it. Not that, and the Des Moines County is in good shape. We've got plenty of, we never come close to taxing hospital resources, their beds and those sort of things. So, and I think Krista and Gina and Tammy from the hospital are doing a great job. And what Lisa said, I think next week we should have they aren't going to open for the court stuff, but I don't want to wait till the middle of July. At least I don't.
No.
To open the courthouse, and it sounds like we could actually be contributing to getting something done if we can get the courthouse open, so that we can get the attorneys in here. So if we have one, and we'll have the election done and avoid that collision of changes. And I would like right now to maybe shoot for the following Tuesday, the 8th.
That's what I think we originally talked about that, so I think we ought to proceed with it. I agree with you.
Tuesday or Monday? Monday is the 8th.
Well, it'd be Monday the 8th,
Monday,
yeah, that
yeah,
we would
the following week.
open the courthouse, or, and we'll have some, Terry's got, some signs, some social distancing signs, and I think there were some barriers that were going to be available after the election.
Yeah, we'll just use some of the barriers that we're gonna use.
And we've got some barriers set up in some of the offices. I know the treasurer's office and the
Recorder's got them.
yeah, some of those plexiglass and some signs, so sort of what they got it. I'm assuming that, stand here and stay 6 foot away. So I think,
Do we have to draw lines to remind the public? Don't they know by now that?
Bob, I went out grocery shopping for my wife Saturday, and the grocery store's got arrows on the floor telling you what way to go. And about half the people out there come the wrong way. I mean, it's.
I probably was too.
Anyway, point being, I think we'll be ready.
Yeah.
I think we've.
It was Ryan's fault because I was following him.
Yeah, well, that's probably true. I think all the department heads and Rodney's done a great job, and I think we'll be ready. And I think
We'll just double check with Rodney just to make sure.
we'll be a good deal.
We've been doing pretty good with only 56 cases in Des Moines County.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, the way I understand it, isn't so much that it's people sharing the house, or and being just because that's the way I understand it is, if you have somebody that tests positive, and if they've got 2 or 3 people in their family, then you've got 1, 2, or 3 other people that test positive. It's just Okay, did I say anything wrong, Gina, Krista?
Evidently not.
Okay. Correspondence.
I have none.
None.
I have none. We'll proceed to discussion and vote. We need to open a public hearing for Young House Family Services Capital Development Board grant.
So moved. Motion to open public service for the Young House COV-19 response civil rights documentation.
Second.
Terry?
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Bob Beck?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes. Okay, is Susan Coffey online here?
And Freitag is up here as well.
Okay, or somebody that's gonna make sure I don't, there's apparently a fairly strict procedure in going through this public hearing.
Good morning, Tom. This is Shauna Freitag. I'm on the line as well from Young House.
Hi, Shauna, how are you?
I am doing well. Happy Tuesday that feels like a Monday.
Well, happy Tuesday to you as well. So I have a CD application here with a public hearing with a list of items, the need, the description, funding. Do I need to go through these just step by step? That's my understanding.
Yes, I believe that's what Susan.
Okay. The first step is the need for the CDBG project. The Iowa Economic Development Authority, IEDA, solicited application proposals for project funding that would directly support local communities and citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. 2, a description of the CDBG funded project and activities. Young House Family Services recognized a need to purchase technology necessary to provide telehealth as an alternative service delivery method for their clients and staff during the COVID-19 pandemic from the safety of their home. Technology purchased will enable Young House Family Services to continue providing individual, family, and group services. 3, how the CDBG grant project will be funded. Des Moines County was awarded $31,320 from the Iowa Economic Development Authority through this federally funded Community Development Block Grant Program. Young House Family Services will be subgranted the awarded funds. 4, estimated CDBG assistance that will benefit for low and moderate income persons. 51% of the grant funds will benefit the low and moderate income persons in the area where the project is located. This was determined from the LMI, I assume that stands for low to moderate income, for Burlington, Iowa. 5, where the activity will be conducted. The project will be based out of 400 South Broadway Street, Burlington, Iowa, 52601. 6, minimize relocation of persons. During this project, there will be no residents that will have to be displaced. 7, public questions or comments, please contact the Des Moines County Auditor's Office. I'm going to go through 8 and 9 here that reference public comments. 8, community development and housing needs of low to moderate persons in Des Moines County and any planned or potential activities to address these needs. And other community development and housing needs and any planned or potential activities to address these needs. Public comments are welcome, and I will call for those. Shauna, do you have anything to add?
No, I think you covered it.
Okay. I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. And once again, if you would like to contact the board to make comments during the public hearing, please email the Board of Supervisors at board@dmcounty.com. That's BOARD@dmcounty.com, or call 319-753-8203, extension 4. That's 319-753-8203, extension 4. We will wait 2 minutes. Did you receive any email or written comments?
No, I have not received any,
Terry,
yeah,
excuse me.
I have not received any written comments or emails or phone calls.
Okay, thank you.
Des Moines County Board of Supervisors, this is Jim. Yes, Susan. Okay, let me, hang on just a second here. This is Susan Coffey, she called in.
Put her on speaker.
There should be.
We're gonna get you on speaker here, Susan. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Good.
Good morning,
Sorry
Susan.
about that. I do not have a camera on my work computer, so, and I wasn't able to, and when I called in, I thought maybe you'd be able to hear me. So on the number 8 and number 9 on the community development and housing needs assessment to low to moderate persons, and then also the other community development and housing needs, any planned or potential activity, that's something that you guys need to go over, and just I'll try to help and try to go
something that Des Moines County is, are you looking for housing? Are you looking for transportation, to help the low to moderate income individuals? That's something that was talked about, many years ago when we did a CDBG application for the Community Development Block Grant. It was talked about as safe, affordable housing choices and safe, affordable transportation options that Des Moines County wanted to at least look into for the low to moderate income, and then also the quality, affordable health care services that would include medical, dental, behavioral health, and care services. So just something to think about and something to mention during this public hearing. And then the same thing goes for the community development and housing needs for anyone that is not the low to moderate income. Would be the same thing, would be the safe housing options for all income levels, walkable neighborhoods, access to quality health care options. And then also, the other things that you can talk about is, maybe discuss during this process is that you can, talk about maybe sidewalks or, to transportation or encourage the diversity of commercial development in the community, or, there's multiple things that we can talk about that, but that's just something that needs to be brought up during this, during the community development housing needs assessment, something that you guys would like to apply for or to do in the future for Des Moines County.
Okay. I see there's on the, it addresses the planned or potential activities to address housing and community needs.
Correct.
Okay.
So the things that I mentioned, safe, affordable housing choices, every city and county is always looking for that, and safe, affordable transportation, always looking for that, so.
Yep.
Susan, are there any ongoing costs?
Ongoing cost, in regards to?
Anything we do here, will those costs keep reoccurring without the grant?
You mean for this Young House grant or for any grant?
Yes. Will the county be on the hook for more money?
For this grant, that's in between the count. I would say no, because you have a subrecipient agreement that we put together between Young House and Des Moines County. And in that subrecipient agreement, that anything that is above and beyond this grant, that Young House Family Services would be responsible for that.
Okay.
They're responsible for meeting all the grant requirements.
Correct.
And quality, affordable healthcare services, and that's, we've always, for medical, dental, and behavioral healthcare services, that's something we've made.
Yep, absolutely, for both the low to moderate income and also the anything that is not the low to moderate income. That is for both, I would say anyway. So, but that's something that
these and those are all things that the board has addressed at different times, and is an ongoing concern, as well as the safe housing options, the walkable neighborhoods, and the access to quality health care options.
Correct.
Okay. Then the planned or potential activities to address housing and community needs. It's always been, we have an interest in increasing access to available housing programs designed to assist low to moderate income individuals and families. We've got the Great River Housing Trust Fund, the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, Owner-Occupied Rehabilitation Program, and the Multifamily New Production. And we annually continue to support the bus and C-bus transportation options for low to moderate income individuals. And we previously applied for CDBG funds to help fund a planned expansion of the Community Health Center of Southeast Iowa, so primary and preventative medical, dental, and behavioral health care services can be increased. And explored options for safe routes to schools and walkable community grant funding opportunities. Have we had any public input regarding any of those yet? The 2 minutes up?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
been up.
Okay. I think we covered that, Susan.
Yep, absolutely. So we're good.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Motion to go out of public hearing. Motion to go out of public hearing.
Second.
Terry?
Bob Beck,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. Okay. We have approval of the Young House Services COVID-19 response civil rights documentation.
Move to approve.
Second.
Terry?
Bob Beck,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. We didn't get any stamps.
Oh, sorry.
Only been like 2 years.
Yeah, she'll figure it out.
Actually, this is our 4th year.
I'll take notes while Terry's out.
I'm careful not to criticize. There's an old saying about glass houses or living in glass houses. So.
My 6, there you go.
Karma is.
Well, honestly, when he said old, I wasn't sure where he was going next.
Somebody,
And those documents.
somebody's gonna find out what social distancing is there in a minute.
Okay.
So I don't think they need
The stamp?
approval stamp on
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay. Set dates for rural spring cleanup.
We had a meeting at the landfill the other day, and Brian had been mentioning that our ditches have been filling back up with trash. And so I mentioned that they thought it was okay that we go ahead and have a spring cleanup. I suggested the month of June. Did you talk to Becky?
Perry. Yeah, it's usually whenever you guys set the dates, I just need to let them know, so that way they know what to expect.
I know, talking to Brian, he suggested to go clear to July, and I thought maybe we'd stay within our fiscal year, but I think that's money's on a calendar, and
Yeah, our credits from them are on a calendar year and not fiscal year, so.
and we have a lot of credit, I think.
About 8,500, I think.
Yeah, so we'll still have enough probably have enough for fall cleanup too.
I think the sample that I have in there for what I will send to the papers and what I post on our website and everything, I just have it highlighted in yellow, because you'd mentioned the month of June, but then I think, Brian, you're suggesting, what, this Thursday?
I just suggested starting it as soon as possible and running it right up until right before the 4th of July, like July 2nd or something like that. So if you wanna stay in June, you could go to the June 30th or whatever, but that was just an idea. I mean, it's just.
Well, the June ends like on a Monday or Tuesday, so I don't care, it's up to you guys.
I would just like to give people
Well,
another option.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, if you wanna get it underway, if we start May 29th, it's okay with me. What do you guys think?
I think that's great. It's not gonna hurt us to go to that July the 2nd, will it?
No.
And we're 2 days, so I think we'd go ahead and do July 2nd then.
Now, the 3rd is on a Friday.
I think that.
Is the 3rd on Friday?
But are we off?
Yeah, we're off, so I'd assume the landfill's probably
That's what I
closed
was
on that
wondering.
Friday too.
Yeah,
That's why I was thinking the 2nd.
because it's a holiday for us. For you, we get a holiday every day.
Do we have a motion?
Okay, so you wanna go for July 2nd?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Terry?
Bob,
Yes.
you did first and you seconded?
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. Bob Beck?
Yes.
Let's stick those with
Jim
that
Carrey?
hearing
Yes.
stuff.
Tom Broker?
Yes. Okay. Spring cleanup from May 29th to July 2nd.
Take advantage of, encourage.
There you go.
Encourage to take advantage of it. We don't want any more trash hauled like was put in the cemetery up there, do we?
Okay, approval of contracts for Upper Flint Road PCC permit paving.
So everything, I'm gonna summarize, went out in the packet, so for media or whatever, they had it, but, these are just, I've already done the report, but I'll just quickly summarize. Upper Flint, good bids, low bidder was Jones Contracting, so you have a contract in front of you that, with them for $382,757.77. And, I would recommend approval. This project doesn't have to be completed until October 23rd. But from the sound of the contractors hoping to come in this summer sometime. So, so I'd recommend approval.
Move to approve?
Second.
Terry?
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Bob Beck?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Brian, you will enjoy this. Memorial Day, so my wife and I, we go to different, family cemeteries.
Tom
We're
Broker,
driving
I
on.
was gonna say yes before you go on.
What? Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Anyway, so we're going along Upper Flint Road. She said, you need to fix this road. So I said, yes, dear.
Okay.
So nobody tell her that I did.
No, I won't say a word.
Like,
Way out in front of you, I've been told that many times.
that's happened to him twice out here on, was it Memorial Park
Memorial
Road?
Park,
Yeah.
Tom gets us done, he gets it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's what I told my wife, just call Tom.
Hey, we have approval of contract for Stars Cave intersection.
So this is a much smaller project, actually has longer working days because of course Stars Cave is the dead end location, with houses on the other side. So that intersection's been, falling apart for a while, not honestly sure why, but, this is just simply repaving the intersection. Again, good bids, it's got a late start date of October, but we haven't talked to the contractor to see what they're thinking yet. It could go anytime depending on Chris's plans for, his educational stuff that he does at Stars Cave. If all that gets canceled for some reason, then obviously we'll open it up and let the contractor come in whenever they want. Otherwise, we will wait till his programs are done in August and then they can start after that. And that's in the contract documents, so they knew that when they bid it. Good bids, again, Daily, was the low bidder and, bid of $53,294.40. And I would recommend approval.
Move to approve?
Second.
Terry?
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Bob Beck?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes.
These are locally funded, I should mention, these are not Farm Market or any other outside funds, no.
Okay. We have the resolution and final plat for the Vermillion subdivision. I believe Jared is still on the line, can address this.
Yep, I'm looking right at him.
All right. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that what we have here is most likely going to become the newest, last alphabetical subdivision in Des Moines County. I don't really imagine that ZUR is pretty hard to beat. This is one lot minor subdivision on Irish Ridge Road. It's in Benton Township, southern part of Benton Township on the west side of the road. Essentially, it's just taking an existing lot and enlarging it. But based on the wording in our ordinance, you're allowed, if you're enlarging a lot so that the piece that's being added to it off of the adjoining lot is, that piece is more than 50% of the total combined area, then it has to be processed as a subdivision. So that the piece to be added from the parcel to the north is slightly larger than what the original parcels. That's why it's considered a subdivision. So the original lot contains an existing home occupied by Rob Zermulin, and this is just going to be expanding it a little bit to the north, because so his uncle owns the property to the north, and it's got a weird shape to it because it's you have the Laddie Cemetery up there on that side of the road, and the uncle's lot basically wraps around it. So that it has two separate areas of frontage on Irish Ridge on either side of that cemetery. So this is basically taking the portion that essentially already functions as a side yard for Rob to the south of the cemetery and makes that official, so that he owns everything up to the south edge of the cemetery. He's not proposing any new development as part of this subdivision. It's just expanding the yard, potentially adding a small pond in that area in the future, but nothing more extensive than that. In our review process, we did initially got a comment from the health department that couldn't find a record of a septic permit on file, but after reaching out to the subdivider, it turned out there actually had been a permit. A system had been installed several years ago, and so that satisfied their needs. So that was resolved. And then from the secondary roads, got a comment that no new entrances would be allowed. I understand that that was the intention to begin with, that he would just continue to use that existing driveway that serves his house. However, just as a precaution, we decided to include a condition with the resolution that the owner of Lot 1 shall continue to use the existing driveway from Irish Ridge, as no new entrances shall be permitted. So with that, we would recommend approval of Zermulin subdivision.
Move to approve.
Second?
Terry?
Bob Beck,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. Thank you, Jared.
Thank you.
We have reports. We have the jail statistics for the month of April 2020. This report will be on file at the auditor's office. And if you contact the auditor's office, it will be available for electronic review. We have minutes for the regular meeting, May 19th, 2020.
Move to approve.
Second?
Terry?
Bob Beck,
Yes.
Jim Carrey,
Yes.
Tom Broker.
Yes. Any other business?
I have none.
I have none.
I do. I've got a question. We talked about when we passed that UTV, ATV ordinance that maybe looking at it again a few months down the line.
Yeah.
I was curious, Brett's here. Have they had much problem with those things being up on the levees?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay. Have you had much problem with them overall?
No, not at all.
A lot of them moving.
It's funny you mentioned that, because we were coming down Pleasant Grove Road the other Sunday, and there
I've seen plenty of them running pavement that.
Yeah, they run.
that run
Yeah,
where
we
they
went
were
around
at.
them and I go, I thought there's.
That's all I have around me is pavement, and I see a lot of them.
I've seen plenty where they didn't belong.
Want to have a work session? Or?
Yeah, I think we should have a work session on that, cause I did have a complaint on, well, it's been some time back, and I addressed it to Sheriff Johnstone, that, one of them running up and down on a hard road, on Maker Landing Road, and, so.
If, go ahead, I mean.
So I think, you know, it's a nice thing for them to be able to get on the gravel and that, but, and they can go from road to road, but it seems like they're not turning off on them gravel, they're just taking that extra mile or 2 miles.
Maybe if we have that, we could invite, you know, Vicky or somebody from the levee district, just see what their experience is, if they've had to go out and shoot people off the levees, or and then somebody from the sheriff's office to discuss it a little bit, so.
Do you
Does it?
want that as a work session or just the regular?
I probably is a work session, so everybody doesn't have to
Work
stay here.
session, yeah, work session, then we can go over the whole thing. You know, I'm still satisfied with the timing we've got on it, you know, early AM hours to the PM hours. I think them ought to stay the same.
You might want to contact, what was that gentleman's name? The one that was always-
Jack Dahlstein.
Oh,
Yeah, Jack, Dalston, if, might want to contact him, and he whenever you get it scheduled. And this isn't anything that needs to be done in the next week or two.
Wait till we get everything opened up and give some time.
Yeah, I ran across something and I was, wondering how it's going along, and I saw Brett. Oh.
I'm not aware of any problems. I've had comments from multiple neighbors that they're not thrilled about the extra traffic, that they're people putting by their house wondering why they're there, that kind of stuff. So, but that's just people being people, used to their quiet, and there are more out there. There's no question about
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot of them out. I was up in Minneapolis here. Well, it's been about a month ago, and seen a bunch of them pull in.
A lot of them in Minneapolis for not being legal in Minneapolis.
there was probably 30, 35 of them in there, and they was all pulled into town.
I guess several months back, we did get into a chase with one of them, that I remember now. Chased him all across the county. He was a Lee County guy, I guess. And,
Would he get off the road, so then it's hard to?
yeah, they took off, I guess, and ended up here. We tried to get him stopped, and he took off on us. And several miles we chased him. He finally wrecked it somewhere in a creek or something. But he wasn't a kid. I mean, he was 55, 60.
Old enough to know better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. We wrote him up, and he wrote a letter apologizing to us, you know, for putting us at risk. And, I think he had a little bit too much beer in him.
Surely not.
Yeah.
I don't think from the road department side, I don't think we've had problems. I don't think we've had increase in issues of damage or reports of anything, ditches and stuff like that. I don't think that. I'm still of the opinion that your odds for an accident go down when you're off on the gravel, and hopefully lower speeds and stuff like that, and instead of meeting up with a car at 60 miles per hour or anything. So.
And that's the first one we've ever come across.
So.
Yeah, that's you've always got to have somebody that's in a hurry on a pavement, and they get a little bit impatient and they're a little frustrated, and get a little close to somebody like that, or actually somebody on a bicycle or anything that
Well, we thought maybe they might be heading for Big Hollow, but we didn't see them turn off in Big Hollows.
Oh, they're all over. I see them pretty frequently, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that was.
And they're legal for ag.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do it. So, I mean, there's a chance that it was a farmer running along his frontage too out there.
Well, the farmer's not supposed to be leaving his given area on them, though. If you've got, can a farmer, under the agriculture thing, does not need a license for them. But
yeah,
He can go to his town and get feed if he wanted to, couldn't
farmers
he?
can do about anything they want if they wanna call it ag purposes.
Yeah.
That's the code of Iowa. Like,
Out checking the field.
Yeah.
which is what they do.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I just thought wouldn't hurt to ask a few questions about that. That's all. I got any other future agenda items?
I have none.
None.
None. Committee reports.
I had a community action meeting, and they sent out a survey to the poverty levels, you know, under the 200% poverty level, to see what needs they need, and the needs is really come back. The most that most of them is looking for was medical help and help finding jobs. You know, jobs that would pay for a family. So they sent out. They only got 37% of the return, but the ones that returned, that's what they want: medical and help finding good paying jobs. Then I had a juvenile detention, and juvenile detention is kind of like the jail. It's down. We during this pandemic thing, why there's them juveniles staying at home, and so transportation was down, cost was down, so that's a good thing.
They're either staying at home or they're keeping their head down.
Yeah. And we're putting a new roof. We accepted bids for a new roof on the juvenile detention center down there. A little over $48,000 to put the new roof on it. So. And that comes every time $1. You know, we get that $160 a day. $1 of it goes into the maintenance fund. We put new furnaces in last year and new roof on it this year. So that's all I got.
I attended, I video conferenced landfill meeting. And their revenues are up. A lot of it's from FEMA.
Yep.
So a lot of people are hauling trash in. I've mentioned, I think, before that Hal had talked about it looked like spring cleanup was already going because they were getting extra. So people are hauling, there are a lot of people that are hauling their trash to the proper space. Just a few people that think they can get by a little cheaper. Probably a subcontractor thinks they can pick up a few bucks by letting Brian pick
on
up.
contractors.
Did you see that recliner out on 34 here about a week or so ago?
I didn't see a recliner, but I did see a sofa.
A sofa? I missed that.
Might have ended up at my son's house.
Oh.
He's pretty good at that. Nice couch, too.
I kind of thought maybe this one here might have fell off of somebody moving, you know.
Well, it happens, yeah. So anyway, that's about it.
I didn't have I was the Emergency Operations Center, so public input. If anybody from the public would like to make a comment, you can email the Board of Supervisors at board@dmcounty.com. That's BOARD@dmcounty.com, or call 319-753-8203 extension 4. That's 319-753-8203 extension 4. We will give you 2 minutes to contact us. If we don't hear from anybody, we will assume that there's no one wanting to comment.
I see Mr. Grimshaw checked his watch back there. He's going to see if our timer's right. That clock on the wall does not match ours back here, so we're always late for our meetings. Sounds like you had a lot of fun down there this time, Brett. Yeah.
First time I've ever been down there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, first time, yeah.
Did you go, first time you've been to Branson? Did you go to Dick's?
No.
Oh, you missed that, they got that well, that might not have been open downtown.
We just drove through downtown.
Yeah. They got a 5 and 10.
Spent most of the time in the house on the lake.
They got a 5 and 10 cent store like when I was a kid. Got everything in it you can imagine. It's really something to go into.
Yeah, there's about anything you wanna do, you can do.
Yeah.
Is your new favorite place to go to when you
Yeah.
Definitely place to
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that. Now, it's the first time I've ever been there.
Really?
Is that right?
It's the first time you've been invited me here.
Yeah. You got a vote? You got a vote? You're in next
I
time.
do have a vote.
You're invited.
My vote is invited.
Okay. Doesn't appear to be any public comment. With an aye, we are adjourned. We're adjourned. We will take a 5-minute break and we will have a work session on the election website with Terry and Colin. Of course, you got everybody watching Netflix too. That's okay. Okay, we are ready. We have a work session with the auditor and IT regarding an election website.
So to kind of get a little background real quick, I talking with the other IT directors here in the state, there's been roughly about 10 counties, I think, so far that have switched to a standalone elections website that has information out there in terms of everything you would need in terms of register to vote, set up to vote, all of your elected officials, all their contact information, just a lot of information all kind of condensed on one easy site that is mobile access, so it's good for cell phones and everything else. And some of the other counties were showing off their websites. They've all kind of went through this company. It's called Neapolitan Labs, a company out of Des Moines, and everyone seems to be pretty happy with it. Some setup time to get things set up, but it's worked out pretty well. And I'm just going to show you a few of the ones that I have here. So right now, let me go ahead and I'll show you what we have on the county's website. a good start so far.
I know the feeling, Colin.
There we have the elections over there. Kind of a mishmash.
On your way, Terry.
No, you're fine.
Is that better?
Yeah, you're fine.
So yeah, this is what we have on here right now, in terms of, calendar of elections, some past election results, some education, the link for some of the township officials. And for election results, the county auditor's office pretty much just has a PDF, and they upload that PDF onto there.
Will you only do that after you're completely done, or will you do it?
We put the unofficial results on there, and then after the canvas, then we'll put the official results on there. But as for, the township officials, everything's done as a PDF. Everything is, we have to upload it into the documents and then load it onto the website. And I would say that this portion here, we're not that good at keeping it updated because it's so difficult for some people to find, and there's certain things that are on the auditor's portion of that website, and then there's stuff on there, and it's like, which place do you put it that it feeds through to everything. And that's why a lot of times as well on our website right now, that's why you'll find a under the news release where I did that news flash for the June primary. And I've stuck a lot of stuff in there just so it's a one-stop shop, find all the information for the current election. And it's just, a lot of people don't even realize that the auditor's office is the one that takes care of elections. They just go to the website and want to find election information.
So here's a couple right here. This is Louisa counties. They just got theirs set up. The one I'm probably going to go over the most here is Jasper County. They're kind of probably closest to us in terms of size and scale. But pretty much all of these websites use the same kind of template, and the back end to enter the information is all the same. It's just kind of how everything's organized, how they have the quick links set up. So you notice, they look pretty similar. Jasper County has their county seal on there. There's also, there's different color options and things of that nature, but they're all pretty much the same. I have them all in here if you want to see the rest of the.
It looks handy. You just click on a link there and find out who the candidates are, or and that's
So if you want to register to vote, it takes you to a page, gives you all the information that you would need to register to vote and what is required. Down here a little bit.
And it pretty well covers everything, even the overseas residents.
How to register to vote online. This takes you straight to the Iowa DOT website. How to verify if you are wondering if you are registered to vote or not. Some information on election day registration, what you need, for proof of ID, proof of residence. They have maps on here. They have information on if you're military or overseas voting. They have all the maps, and these are all just PDFs of all the precincts. And
that's handy.
Louisa County, I think, has their drainage levy maps and that all on here as well. There's the school district election maps. Elections, list all the upcoming elections with a link to all the information for that.
What's the county there? Oh, that's right.
This is Jasper. This was Jasper's.
But as for our elections, I go into the actual calendar on our website, and then I have to enter each one of them and add that on there.
This here will save you all that step.
Oh, this would be a hell of a lot easier than somebody that gets on the website and wants to look up something about the election than trying to.
Maneuver through everything. It's just nice that it's a one-stop shop. I think the same company has called me several times. one, and I thought, well, we have it on our website, and I didn't want to put a problem with it. But then Colin's the one that came to me after his fellow IT guys that said, hey, look at this, this is great. So,
You can upload everything we got on ours onto this website. And this what,
There's gonna be a little-
$2,000 a year?
no, that's just the setup.
The setup is $3,000, and that's for them to host, maintain, and to help put all the information on the website. They also maintain like the state and federal elections and all the contact information for that, which I'll show you here in a second. And then it's $750 a year for the recurring cost to keep hosting, keep maintaining.
And this is the same firm too that's redoing our Iowa State Association of County Auditors website. So they're getting ready to update all of that information too, so.
They have sample ballots out here, so you can see exactly where you are, what the ballot's going to look like. Your precinct officials. Some counties have much more old election information on their website. Jasper only goes back to 2016, but it has all the roll results.
And I think I was looking on our website, and I think we go clear back to 2012 or 2008, I can't remember.
Voter turnout. It's also got the school election results.
It's just a lot of information in one area instead of clicking all over trying to find the information.
So that opened on a PDF. But
Which candidates that take who the candidates are, or how to go about becoming a candidate?
that information's on here as well. It takes you straight, I think, to Iowa DOT's website.
Oh, and then they also have elected officials on there too, where it lists every elected official that's voted on. Cause I think that's got the federal and the state and then plus locals. And city and school boards and townships.
You know, and I know this is,
And right now, I just keep a spreadsheet.
I have people call me, I'm sure these guys do too, that call you and say, well, how do you do this? Or when, where do I vote? Or how do you do something like that? This would be
I think it's
if
much
it was
more
just one
user-friendly.
spot.
Yeah.
I like that, the precincts and everything, because I'll have, what precinct am I in when I go?
I mean, we have different resources. We've got our paper maps that
Yeah.
Austin creates for us. He makes us and he also has that on our GIS website. But this is just.
You can actually tell who's on the ballot for this election, like if you went to Loiza County.
I can show you that here in just a second. I can show you that here in just a second, but yeah. And it has all the, like I said, it has all the contact information for all the elected officials. All county, federal, state.
There's where I can put your cell phone number.
The home phone number and everything on there, so.
That can't be the John Hopper guy.
School board information, township information. Here's the candidate information.
Yeah. That's, I've had people ask me.
And even the candidates, when we did our little webinar thing, or he was showing us how it worked and everything, he showed us on, even when somebody, let's just say you guys' term ends at the end of this year, you can put term ends, especially if you weren't running or something. And then after the election, I put on there the new candidate and when their term begins. And then it automatically takes off the old one and keeps the new one on there. So then that way somebody knows who the new ones are coming in, who's going out.
There's the list, and this just kind of links to the Secretary of State's page with the list and candidate guide, if you want to, what you need, nomination papers would need to run.
I like this. I think it
I just
make
like
make
looks of the the home page.
Just one page that takes care of that, that'd make your life a little easier and make it easier on the people that go there instead of having to go here and there about the election. I like this.
Yeah, I know
I don't
Jasper,
have a problem with it myself, I like it.
Jasper County has 6 buttons and so does, Louisa County, but there was one difference in there. I think Louisa County has the UCAVA button for anybody that is all of your overseas military and
Oh, okay.
overseas voters,
Uh-huh.
which we have quite a few of. I mean,
Yeah.
we get a lot of requests for those, but sometimes they'll call and ask, how do we get that information? It'd be great to be able to tell, hey, just go here and there's a button there that will take you to the websites that you need.
Like I said, Louisa has the drainage and levy official information.
They have a lot of different ones.
Will that tell who's on the ballot now? Like if you go to Wise County, tell who's on the ballot up for this election?
They should have
For the primary,
sample
yeah.
ballots.
For the primary?
Yes, it should be on their sample ballot.
I heard Paul was gonna run again, Bob.
Paula was running again?
Yeah. I heard that. While he's on this, playing around and have Colin see if I heard right.
I think that's under the candidates tab here. 1 second. Oh yeah, I want the.
Jim, I was at her place
Sample
this
ballots.
weekend.
Sample ballot.
And sample ballots.
Do you know if they're a Democrat or Republican?
What's that?
Do you know who you said, Paula?
She's a Democrat.
I was at her place and she didn't have a sign in the yard.
She didn't.
Had a graduation.
Internet is running a little slow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, she is on there, isn't she?
Very, very true.
Got a good chance of being on the general, doesn't you?
What's that?
Got a good chance of being on the general.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, there's just a lot of information in one general site that's very user friendly.
And when
Can you pull Republican up on them now?
yeah, I can pull this.
Curious George here.
Well, I know Brad's up. I didn't know if anybody's run against him or not.
The back end of this is, in my opinion, pretty easy to use
Yeah.
and to upload as well. And Terry can also post, kind of up to date or as much as they want in terms of unofficial results, official results. If they get part of it in, they can put that on there, kind of whatever.
It looks
Whatever
much
you wanna do.
easier to add stuff to it than your current website. It seems to me. You can get more information on here anyway.
So how long will it take you to get it up?
We'll have to schedule time with that company, and I can't remember what he told me. I think he said they're probably at least a month out.
So you won't be up by next Tuesday.
No, we aren't gonna change over that quickly.
Come on, Terry, where's your spirit of adventure?
Got enough things to do till for next Tuesday.
What's Cortana?
Oh, it's the built-in little. It's not really an AI, but basically it's built in to help give you information on your PC. It'll read back back to you and allow you to talk.
I've got it on my computer, I've seen it once before, or something like that, I don't think.
Basically Siri, isn't it,
Pretty much, yes.
for Windows? Am I wrong?
I'll get the taskbar to leave me on now.
I just wanted to make sure Jim didn't get beat. I wanted to know as quick as I could.
See, they're minimizing their number of precincts that they have open too.
That's good.
Well, I'd have to pull this. It's my taskbar for some reason is locked on me and it's not gonna be on that. So. But they also have an FAQ and they have a news on. So if you have current information, like most of the news on these sites has to do with COVID-19 and limiting the amount of precincts for each county. And you can they have some generic frequently asked questions on here, but they have a section where you can add your own if you get a lot of the same questions. So. I can show you some of the other county sites as well. If the internet would cooperate with me here this morning. Potawatomi County, Benton, Clinton, Lucas, Wapello, Cedar, Jones, Mahaska. Or is it Mahaska? Mahaska County as well.
Yes, I think that's Pella.
Yeah. Van, you gotta have a van in front of your name if you live in my house.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be Vandercarry.
Look at that one lawyer on a supervisor on that board for us up there. He was a patent attorney. Man, I can't believe what it's like to.
I think majority of these have come up here within the last year as well. So they're all kind of fairly new and something a lot of the counties are moving to. So. I think it's
I like it.
I think we ought to proceed with it. How about you, Bob?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's a good deal for the voters and the county residents and the auditor's office.
It looks like it'll be easier to add items.
Yep.
And I can put all the elected officials, and I don't have to do
Yeah.
the spreadsheet, and it'll be easier to maintain.
Yep, nope, easier for somebody to get access that information,
Yeah.
navigate that. So, yeah, no, I
And
think
it
that's
works
good.
well with cell phones and tablets and things like that.
Yeah, it's full mobile integrated, so it just pretty much condenses the information. The site looks the same, just condenses the information down. So.
But I like that. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. We are adjourned.